Hello everyone, welcome back to Rizzo Rink, where it's playoff time once again in Philadelphia. It's the 2025 PBLA playoffs about to get underway. Game 1 between the number 1 seed, the Moore Dudes, and the number 4 seed, the Black Storm. I'm Caden Stewart. I'll be your voice for both this game and semifinal game 2 coming up at the top of the hour between the 2-seeded Thunder and 3-seeded Beerwolves, a rematch of Monday night's 5-shootout dramatic finish. Before we can get to that, we have game number 1. It's the Moore Dudes and the Storm. The Moore Dudes looking to make history and become the first team in the history of the PBLA, which spans back to the 1980s, to be the first team to win 3 championships in a row. They play the Storm, who were last on top in 2018. They had a mini dynasty in the late teens, though, looking to resume and get right back to it. Opening draw in the main circle is won by the Storm. It's number 45. That's Matt Reuter taking it along the near boards. Reuter dishes one back. And the Storm will go around the midline with Nick Fox, the most recent recipient. 3 15-minute periods here in this first game. Nick Fox into the far corner. The Black Storm wearing their typical gray with the black trim. Fox, a sidearm shot that was stuck in the pads of starting goaltender today, Billy Hauser, for the Moore Dudes. Starter in the other end for the Storm, number 28, Blake Beal, as he typically goes in tandem with Andrew Sloan. We'll see if Sloan comes in later. First shot of the day from the Moore Dudes, rattles in and out. Ricochet is played by Samuel Beamer, who goes behind the net. Beamer to the top, another shot on a hop and scooped up by Beal. And Beal goes 2 for 2 on save opportunities to start. Nick Fox cutting through the midline and the main circle. Drops it back for Lindsay, who had his stick blocked, and the shot didn't quite make it to Hauser. Fox is stolen by the Moore Dudes, and back the other way they come. Butler takes a pass between the circles, a shot, and a shoulder pad save made by Beal. Ricochet goes into the corner and played off a hop off the wall by Stephen McLaughlin. McLaughlin finds Vasati along the far boards, and Vasati with the centering feed to Nick Fox. Fox winds and fires a one-hop shot, and that one's scooped up by Hauser. Good read on the short hop. Hauser with plenty of space for himself, looking for help, though. He goes all the way down. A great pass to Atilasoy, but a better save by Beal. And we stay scoreless 2 minutes in. Fox again slows the pace, waiting for help. Fox behind the back try, and his spin, a shot was deflected and goes right back into a Moore Dude stick. And taking that one away is Leith. Between the circles, Leith to Beamer. Beamer looking for room, and that room closed extremely fast as Matt Reuter was in the area. Winds up to Aaron Grill between the circles. Grill back for Leith. It's wide of him. And played off the boards by Rob McClure. McClure shot, he scores! And the first goal of the 2025 playoffs is scored by number 13, Rob McClure of the Moore Dudes. It's 1-0, just over 2.5 minutes in. Down to 12 minutes to go in this first period. It's a 1-0 Moore Dudes lead on the Rob McClure goal. Sergio Posadi was fighting for the face-off, which is still contested for, as Reuter's in the area. Sebastian Hamilton takes it away. Hamilton picked off, and back the other way comes Evan Scott, and a sliding save by Beal. Scott denied on the one-on-none breakaway. It's the best chance we've seen from either side that was not converted, as Allison McClure, as I said before, just got one in. Lindsay dishes from McLaughlin, who retreats to the other side. McLaughlin again finds Lindsay in the corner. Lindsay looking for help, but nobody home in front. Now has to do it himself. Lindsay out wide for Fox for the Thomas Taylor sign on those far boards. Fox shot, he scores! And Nick Fox with an answer for the Storm offense. It's 1-1 with 11:10 to play. Whistle sounds on the face-off. It's a face-off violation going against the Black Storm. And Butler takes it right off the ensuing face-off win for the Mordudes. Such a shot that was saved, so Beal won't run the other way for the Storm offense, and that one goes wide. So a haywire couple of seconds there for both ends. Lindsay, the last one to touch it for the Storm, out of play off him, so it's back to Mordude ball. Krause behind the back look. He hits up Butler, and the shot saved by Beal. Lath gets the ball on the far boards. Lath to Hoffman. Winds and fires. Another save by Beal off the shoulder pad and off 95 above us. So out of play, last touch by Beal. And so we'll stay with the Mordudes, and Hoffman, the first one to pass it around. Hoffman gives us the lone Mordude goal scorer thus far. Now Butler to the far circle. Butler in front, and return feed to McClure, and turned away and out of play. And it is ruled to stay here, as last touch was by Beal, not the goalpost. Another shot deflected and sent wide. Reuter's in front, Krause in the area as well. Neither one gets to it though. It's Murph Butler for the Mordudes. Butler finds Hoffman, who had a chance but bobbled it. Shot clock halfway expired. Hoffman centering feed behind the back, try by Krause is saved again. Blake Beal has looked extremely good in these first 6 minutes. Seven-on-seven battle, Fox and Noah France. Fox around the blue line with France in his face, and he dishes out to Plasati. Plasati in the far circle by his man. Plasati driving in, save made by Hauser. It is trickling loose in the crease, but out of harm's way. And now the Storm are in harm's way with Lath the other way. And now Lath turned away. Good defense by the Storm. Pump fake by Scott. Now Scott makes his men miss. Fire a shot, and just wide of Beal. Ricochet came back out. One hop, they score. 2-1 Mordudes. We'll look to see who the goal scorer is in that far corner. And it looks to be Carter Begley, and that would not be a surprise if you've been following the PBLA this season. This year's leading scorer, and maybe another violation on the face-off, back-to-back face-offs with the whistle. This one, though, goes against the Mordudes, and the score is evened up. At least between those two. 2-1 Mordudes on the main scoreboard, though. Plasati along the far boards. Plasati pressured away by Butler. Plasati across the floor. Brent Beal in for Plasati. It's wide of him. McLaughlin also in the area. Neither one can get to it. Plasati trying to play it off the boards. A shot clock to 5. Running out of time. He's going to lose it all. Lath in a 2-on-none. Lost the ball. Beal knocked it away. It's loose in the crease, and Beal's on it. And he was on it, but I guess in the wrong way. Violation called on him for stepping out of the crease. 7 to go in this first period. Over halfway through. Hoffman to the blue line. Hoffman toward the shot clock. Behind the back pass is picked off. And Beal, while catching it, I'm not sure he knew he had it. Now 3 Mordudes in the area. Lost the ball. But a great heads-up play to Lindsay. And now whistle sounds. It looks like it'll be a penalty against the Storm. Two-minute minors issued to either side. It's against Samuel Beamer of the Mordudes and Brent Beal of the Black Storm. So we're 4-on-4 for the next minute and 40 in this running clock. 6:15 to go in the first period. Fox on a hop. It took a great hop at that, but Hauser just got enough of it to send it sky high off the ceiling. Last touch by him, though, so it's back to Storm ball. They'll just restart where they were a few seconds ago. Fox gets a few steps back, now drives in with the Storm department with Morty's converge in that area. Fox pump fakes the pass, holds on to it, and 3 more dudes all watching Fox. It still takes a shot and deflected away by Hauser, again off the netting. A bad bounce by Hauser, who maybe an inch or two lower on the deflection would have kept it out. A shot by McLaughlin found the iron. And it's all the way back down behind Blake Beal. Murph Butler, the leader in the clubhouse, racing for it. And they'll play it off a hop off the boards beneath the shot clock. Butler, a pump fake to McClure, does it himself and sent wide. Ricochet back to Aaron Grill, who stripped of the ball. McClure tried to play it off the boards, and now he's checked into the boards. That's against Fox. That's going to be a pushing call against him. It'll stay with the Moore using the 4-on-4. Attila Soy in the near circle, had a chance, didn't take it as Lindsay closed the gap. Attila Soy now between the circles, does it again, another shot saved by Beal. McLaughlin plays it up. Here comes Lindsay. 1-on-none the other way. Lindsay in and scores. We are tied at 2 with 4:50 to play in the first as James Lindsay adds his name to the score sheet. A back and forth start in these first few minutes. We'll go back to 5-on-5. At least it appears we will. Yeah, 5-on-5. 4:15 to play in the first. After a brief hiatus, face-off is underway. Fox is for Lindsay. Lindsay beneath the shot clock. Lindsay with 2 men on him, one of them being France. And the other Beamer, who's fresh off the box. Reuter dishes from McClure. McClure shot, he scores! And Sebastian Hamilton, pardon me, threads the needle, and Hamilton makes it 3-2 Storm as they score back-to-back. So Sebastian Hamilton gets his first goal of the day. And it's Fox, Lindsay, Hamilton putting the Storm up by 1, 3-2. Off the face-off, it's Ben Minardi with the ball. Minardi running all the way in and firing a shot that was saved by Blake Beal. He tried to take it himself right off the draw. Fox around the main circle. 3:10 to go in this opening frame. Fox finds Posadi, takes a hop. And Posadi driving in, goes to the left side of Hauser. Posadi between the circles, through his defense, and shot deflected high to not hit the net, off the top of the glass instead. And McClure will bring it in. Now here's Begley streaking in, wanted his second of the day, it was denied. It'll barely stay in play, hits the top corner of the wall. Hoffman around the blue line. Hoffman to Butler. Butler to the side. Begley off the iron. It rattled in and out. And the ricochet went into no man's land out of play. But now both teams robbed of a goal as McLaughlin and Begley inches away. Begley with redemption driving in. A shot turned away by Beal. And Posadi will clear the area. Posadi finds Fox. Winds and fires. Saved by Hauser. Hauser goes behind the back and just misread the angle as Krause is ready for it off the glass, but just wide of him and out of play. So it's right back to Storm ball. Matt Reuter into the far circle. Reuter on the drive. A shot attempt was caught between Krause and another man, and Krause takes it away. Krause driving in front of the crease. Shot, he scores. We're even at 3 as Ethan Krause gets the 4 dudes on the board for the 3rd time today. So it's Nick Fox, James Lindsay, and Sebastian Hamilton, Rob McClure, Carter Begley, and Ethan Krause for the Mordues. To say Fox, Lindsay, Hamilton for the Storm, McClure, Begley, Krause for the Mordues, just to specify. Ruder gives to Nick Fox in the main circle. Final 66 seconds of play in this first period. First of 3 15-minute frames. Fox back and forth with Lindsay. Fox in this nearer circle, trying to get by his man. Unable to at the moment. Beamer standing tall. Fox, the shot clock to 5. Fox, a pass a little bit high, and off the back, netting out of play. 40 seconds to play in this first period. Lath on the far boards. Lath to Kraus in the main circle. Kraus, Hoffman a shot deflected and saved by Beal. That'll go into the corner. Hoffman gets his own rebound, and timeout called by the Moore Dudes. The first stoppage of play called from either side today, and it comes with 22.5 seconds to play in this first period. And we'll take a timeout with them. It's 3-3 in the first period of PBLA semifinal number 1. We're through about 14 minutes and 40 seconds to gone in this first period. 22.5 remain on the clock. Shot clock no longer a factor. Moore Dudes will have a fresh 30 seconds coming out of their timeout and looking to go up by 1 heading into the first break. Attila Soy takes the pass from the corner. Dishes to Aaron Grill. Grill to Ethan Kraus. Kraus had Beamer in front. Now Kraus takes it himself. Hoffman between the circles, fires a shot, deflected and saved by Beal. It stayed in play. Attila Soy brings it in. Game clock to 6. A shot, Begley turned away by Beal, and that is how the first period will come to an end. 15 minutes in the books at Rizzo Rink in this first period of play in a semifinal game number 1. The 2-time defending champion Moore Dudes taking on the 2018 champion Black Storm. And it's 3-3 for the first 15 minutes. We're back underway with second period action. 3-3 the score over the first 15 minutes of play. Matt Ritter takes the ball off the draw to begin the second set of 15 minutes. As we're in the Storm, the shot clock halfway through, will eventually facilitate the ball to Cirxia Plasadi. Plasadi with the shot clock down to 10, goes behind Hauser. Plasadi trying to spin into space, he can't there. Shot clock to 5, Plasadi into no man's land, and nobody home in front. Lindsay the closest man to it. Now the Moore Dudes, the next man to touch it. Shot clock violation goes against the Storm. That was that horn in the background. It'll be Mordude ball in that left corner. Just to the left of Blake Beal, who remains in net for the Storm. In front of Tillisoy, turned away. Gets his own rebound off a hop. It's Tillisoy to McClure. Winds and fires and sent one just wide. Deflected back toward the net. Krause in front. Saved by Beal. 3 in a row by the Black Storm goaltender. A flurry of saves there, and each one better than the last. Brett Beal finds Lindsay. Lindsay in front of the June sign. Lindsay with Tillisoy on him. Tillisoy and McClure. Lindsay by his man, driving in. Lindsay charges, fires a shot, takes a hop in front of Hauser and off the back netting, out of the play. Hauser didn't touch it, so it's Mordude ball. Begley between the circles, a shot, saved by Beal. Stuck in the pads, though, couldn't find it for a moment. And now pried away by a teammate. Just so happens to be his brother, Brett Beal. Brent gives to Sebastian Hamilton. And Hamilton to Lindsay. Lindsay winds up, shot, they score! A second goal today for James Lindsay, and it's 4-3 Storm. Hamilton to get the helper. It's his second point of the day. So Lindsay and Hamilton each with multiple points. Lindsay with 2 of them being by the goal. Late to Krause. Krause in the nearest circle, double pump, and now finds McClure. Has a chance at it. McClure sliding save, Beal loose in front. Krause in the area, fried it loose, and sent it wide. And now Krause with some awkward contact with Beal. But no one gets any hot heads about it. Fox around the blue line. Now to this near circle. Fox pressured away just below the USA for hockey sign. Fox with 2 defenders on him. Gets by both of them. Fox in, he scores! What a sequence by Nick Fox! And it's 5-3 Storm. Fox does it himself, and Storm have now scored 3 of the last 4 in the game. Five through the score, 11:04 to play in the second. Still tons of time with the Mordudes in desperate need of a momentum shift. Maybe they'll get it here. They force a turnover at the midline, and Merck Butler plays it from midair. Butler to the circles and fires a shot, sliding save by Beal. Kicks it loose to Basadi. A pass over the head of the other Beal, and now Lindsay has it. James Lindsay a shot, sliding save Hauser. Wasn't quite sure he made it at first. I looked behind him to make sure, but he had it. Krause to Aaron Grill now for the Mordudes at the other side. Grill and looking for Krause, knocked down by Basadi. McClure is on it, a shot deflected and sent wide. That was Begley rather on the shot, but still wide nonetheless. Begley in front and barely sit out of the crease, and the ball barely sit out of the net as Beal is able to stay on it. Beal in that far circle. Basadi has the blue line. Basadi. 10 to go in the second period. Between the circles, Basadi, a shot deflected wide. Loose in front. And that was Daniel Rivera who got his stick on it to knock it past any members of the Storm that would have had a chance at it. Evan Scott to Connor Tillisoy. Tillisoy gives to Hoffman. Hoffman at the base of the main circle. Now Hoffman back to Tillisoy in that far boards. Tillisoy pump fakes in a shot, looking to go 5-hole on Beal, but denied. McLaughlin again to the far circle, and now a timeout called. And it's the first one of the day called by the Storm. 5-3 they lead with 9:22 to play in the second. And the momentum is in his favor of the team in gray. Nick Fox coming out of the Black Storm timeout fires the first shot of the new possession. And was saved by Hauser. Butler lofts one off the glass in front of us. Drops in for Basadi, took a stick up high. Rivera pulled it away but couldn't bring it in. And that winds up rolling to the stick of Blake Beal. As Daniel Rivera, one of two more due to the perfect chance out in front. They're going to get another crack at it here as the Storm play out of bounds. Butler across the midline. Lindsay in the back half of the floor, now sneaking up behind the more dudes. Krause back to Butler. Butler out to the far end of the floor. Now back for Begley in front. Save made by Beal. Back to Krause. He scores! Right place, right time for Ethan Krause. And he scored back-to-back for the more dudes. It's 5-4 with 8.5 to go. First goal of the frame for the more dude offense. And it ends about an 8-minute long scoring drought. Still within one though. Off the tie-up, it's more dude ball, check into the boards, and that's going to be a whistle against Bruder. Beamer took the brunt of the hit. So no penalty issued, but it'll be Beal or more dude ball. McClure around the midline. McClure centering feed Attila Soy back to McClure. And now out across, Hoffman intended target, off his stick, up in the air. Fasadi can't bring it in, and Hoffman can. Now in front, Grill. Over his man, a shot. Save, and it fell in! An unlucky bounce for the Storm. And it's a tie game, number 50 for the More Dudes. Aaron Grill gets his first goal of the playoffs. It's 5-5. With 6:45 to play in the second. Ball off the faceoff is sent rolling behind Beal, and it goes almost end to end. Beamer plays it beneath the shot clock, and it's a pass a little bit wide to the left of Attila Soy, but he brings it in with that much issue. Attila Soy pump fake to Scott. Now instead, it goes to a hop, and shot fired wide. That's Chris Lyons. Now Lindsay back the other way. Lindsay is in front. Fox, a sliding save by Hauser. Hauser, a one-hop pass, tried to go right back to Leif, who had to go off the Storm player. That might have been Fox again, but Leif's on it, and the more dudes are back the other way with possession. Attila Soy, Hoffman, between the circles, driving in Hoffman, save made by Beal, and he's on it in the crease. Beal to Beal on the pass. Minardi with some words for Brent Beal behind the play. Now Attila Soy has it. Atilasoy in front, and shot took a weird hop. And they say it did not hit Blake Beal, so last touch by the Mordants, and the Storm take it away with Nick Fox. Stephen McLaughlin between the main circle and the blue line. McLaughlin by the Roman Catholic sign, driving in, got knocked down, held onto the ball as Noah France is right in his face in the area. Behind the back look, finds Reuter. Reuter backs away, shot clock to 2 to 1. Reuter gets it on target. Save made by Hauser. It's still loose. Reuter's in the area. Hauser's in the area as well. Mordu goes down. A shot taken by Lindsay, now lofts it in the air. A hand goes up, delayed penalty issued. And we'll see who comes out with a man up after that mad scramble. So 2-minute minor for goaltender interference against number 45, Matt Reuter. So the Mordants trailed by 2, a chance to score 3 in a row and go up on top. A man up for the next minute 40. Carter Begley between the circles. Begley dishes, Lions a pass deflected away by Hoffman. He brings it in though. Atilasoy, Begley a shot, saved by Beal, loose in front. And Brent Beal take it away. Mordants pressing though. And the pass goes out across, Posadi's back on it. Posadi has to get across and he does not in time. 10-second violation against the Storm. Now Begley in front of shot saved by Beal. The push behind the play. Begley takes offense to that. And Begley and Brett Beal talking it over. And now a 2-minute minor for the legal sub will go against the Mordants. So it'll be 4-on-4 for the next 45 seconds and ticking. And then just like that, the Black Storm will go on the man-up offensive for another 60 seconds. .320 to play in the second. 5-5 the score. Lindsay out wide by the June sign. Lindsay winds and fires, and a shot whistled wide. It's bounce off the wall and all the way into the stick of Blake Beal. Beal goes to Posadi. Posadi couldn't bring it in. And had his stick run into there as Nick Fox is on it. Fox with the shot clock to 7. Fox driving in. One defender on him. Fox spins and a shot on target, but saved by Hauser. And Lindsay into the corner. Penalty is expired against the Storm. Now McClure will play it off the wall. McClure couldn't bring it in, and the Mordants take it away, looking to kill the last 55 seconds. Wide open, all the way alone is Begley, turned away by Beal. Hamilton's in the area. Hamilton and Begley now starting to go at it a little bit. Although no calls will come from it. Lindsay on the other end, another shot sent wide to the right, and all the way back down to Blake Beal. Beal will play it up. Nick Fox around the blue line. Shot clock down to 5. Lindsay winds and fires. Saved by Hauser off the glass. Fox trying to track it down. And a good one-handed stick play by Fox around the midline. Under 2 to play in the second. 10 seconds to go on the man up for the Storm. Lindsay winding up. Back to Fox. Between the circles. He scores! While being taken down, and now a swipe as him and Beamer almost went at it, but now it'll cool down. It's 6-5 Storm as Nick Fox hits his 3rd of the day. So just before the penalty horn, or figurative penalty horn, there's not really one unfortunately, but they get it in just before the penalty expires. And it's 6-5 as Fox for the second man-up goal of today for the Storm. Final 60 seconds to play in the second period. Fox from the base of the main circle around the blue line. Fox dishes a pass, now weaving his way in, and a shot is saved. As getting denied in front appeared to be Ben Minardi, and it was. Minardi with a good look, but Beal has been on point so far. 40 seconds to play in the second. Nick Fox takes it at the main line. Fox with, again, 2 defenders on him, and it hasn't stopped him much. He has 3 of his team's 6 goals today. Fox behind the back, a pass goes off the helmet of Hoffman. Here comes Butler and the Mordudes. Butler on the return feed. Butler, shot, he scores! We are tied at 6, and back and forth we go. On the assist, it's late, but Murph Butler with his first goal of the day to even the score. And that will be the end of the second period. We're through 30 in semifinal game 1. It's 6-6. So even up 6 apiece for the first 30 minutes of play. 15 more to come between the Mordudes and the Storm in semifinal game 1. Again, the Mordudes, the number 1 seed, back-to-back defending champions, and their last loss came June 16th. They're 11-1 on the season. The Storm, on the other hand, the number 4 seed, they've won in 2017 and 2018 most recently. Had their three-peat denied in 2019. But they are on the other end of the spectrum as far as who comes in with the hotter momentum, as the Storm have on a 3-game losing streak, which dropped their record to 7-5 to end the regular season. Right now, they're going toe-to-toe with the Mordudes. They have an issue with this, though, as the Mordudes won both games of the regular season series against the Storm 9-5 early in the year and 17-4 just 2 weeks ago. Now, personnel was an issue for either side, depending on which games you look at. But today it is evened out, as you have everyone obviously vying to get here for a playoff game. 30 minutes down, 15 to go. It's 6-6. We're about to get underway for this third frame. Off the face-off. It's taken away by Noah France, and the Mordude offense is on it. Minardi, a shot eaten up by Beal, loose in the crease, and the Storm are on it. And the double-decker of Beal on defense has proven to be extremely strong today for the Black Storm. 3 Mordudes crowding around Matt Reuter, who couldn't get rid of it fast enough. Reuter gives it to McLaughlin, and now McLaughlin back to Reuter, and 2 more Mordudes crowd the area. And now turnovers. Back the other way comes Miranda. Miranda driving in, a shot, and a sliding save by Beal. Begley in front, turned away by Beal. Never mind, he scored. It took a weird hop off of Beal, and it hit the bottom of the crossbar and fell in. It's 7-6 Mordudes as Begley gets his second. So a minute into the third, the Mordudes strike first in the frame, and they have broken the tie. It's 7-6. The Black Storm will chase it into that far corner. Basadi lost the ball on the corner, and now the Mordudes are on it. Miranda winds and fires an off-speed shot. It was eaten up by Beal. Brett Beal gives from McLaughlin. Around the main line, Stephen McLaughlin into that far circle. McLaughlin to the corner. Now Matt Reuter from the top. Reuter winds up. Shot saved by Hauser. Deflected out wide off the glass. Butler's in the area. He couldn't get on it. Reuter is there instead for the Storm. And Reuter gives it to McLaughlin. McLaughlin a haywire pass, but brought in by Lindsay to save the day. And save the possession. Lindsay driving in, a shot. He scored! Lindsay with contact with Hauser, but it's after the goal at 7-7, and James Lindsay will have his 3rd goal of the day. So both teams with the goal in the first 2.5 minutes of this third period. Lindsay gets his third with a hat trick as he joins Nick Fox, the two Storm players to do that already. Ethan Krause and Carter Begley hoping to do that for the Mortons at the other end. They each have 2. It's now a 7-7 Storm. Matt Reuter off the main circle. Reuter had to retreat into his own offensive zone and turn it over to Miranda again. It is the third time he's turned over Reuter in the first 3 minutes of this third period. Miranda, Hoffman, pickpocketed. Good play by Reuter to get some momentum back in his favor. A stick went flying, that was Hoffman's. But Reuter with some good defense to make up for the turnover. Hoffman around the blue line fired a shot that was saved by Blake Beal. And now Sebastian Hamilton takes it around the far circle. Hamilton from McLaughlin at the main line. McLaughlin cutting in between the circles. Winds up, deflected by Hauser. It stays in play. And a shot they score! Sergio Plasati from the near circle. 8-7 Storm. And Plasati gets on the board for the first time today. .55 to play in the third. It's now 8-7, and off the draw, Menard took a shot that was again denied by Beal. Plasati takes it away for the Storm, who just scored his first goal of the day. Plasati into the corner. Now spinning into space. Plasati to Nick Fox. Shot clock to 8 and to 7. And still taking his spot, trying to get it around his man. That's France. He couldn't do it. Shot clock to 2 and to 1, and he won't get the shot off. 3 Mortons in the area. And they crowd Nick Fox just enough to prevent a clean shot from getting off. McConnell away from in front of the broadcast booth, gives it to Ethan Krause. Krause around the blue line. Hoffman takes it. Hoffman to Atilosoy, driving in, took a shot, and 8-1 as well. The shot from his stick went high. Say he stepped in the crease, so it'd be a violation against the Mortons. The Black Storm will take it away. Plasati gets it across the floor just in time as Lindsay has it. Lindsay winds up through the traffic, and it's saved by Hauser. Being taken down was a member of the Storm. That's McLaughlin. And we'll stay with the Storm with fresh 30 seconds added. Lindsay a shot sent wide. And tipped in with one hand by Hamilton. So he brings it in around the midline and saves a few seconds for the Storm. Hamilton to Fox around the blue line. Fox, 2 defenders on him. Another shot. That one's saved by Hauser. He's pinned up against the iron and stuck in the pads. Samuel Beamer around the midline. Beamer in for Lath. Lath, Begley in front, and it was popped out of Beamer's stick, and it winds up back in the hands of Blake Beal. Now Lindsay to Plasati. Still hovering around that main circle. Plasati gives for Beal. In deep in the defensive zone, Beal pickpocketed, and up in the air, crashing down was Hamilton, and he's called for the violation. And now Evan Scott is sprinting down the other way. Hits his man in front, they score! Scott to Lath. And it is now 8-8 as Lath evens the score. Tough call to make on the Hamilton tie-up. But he was the one standing. So at least a reasonable call. Miranda and Fox doing a little bit of hand fighting there right before the face-off. A whistle off Reuter is a violation against the Storm, so the face-off win gifted to the Mortons. Attila Soy, Butler, Krause, the first 3 players touch it for the Mordude offense. Krause in front for Butler, and they score! It just sneaks through the legs of Blake Beal, and the Mordudes are in front just like that. Two goals in the span of just under a minute. And Murph Butler has his second goal today. 7 minutes to play in regulation, and we are in store for a good one. 9-8 the score in favor of the 2-time defending champs. Off the main circle, Minardi sends one wide off the boards. Krause brings it in. Another face-off win for the Mordudes. Krause gives to Hoffman. Hoffman hovering around the blue line. Hoffman to Attila Soy. The shot clock halfway there. Attila Soy to Krause. Shot, they score! 3 straight shots and 3 straight goals for the Mordude offense. Momentum is all the way back in the favor of the maroon, white, and blue team. And it's 10-8. Storm needed an answer. Gruder off the faceoff, trying to swipe at it and give it to Nick Fox, who couldn't bring it in. Now Fox and Beamer chasing it down. Fox tied up with Beamer, and Evan Scott in the area to help out his teammate. Beamer gives to Ethan Krause on the far boards. Under 6 to play in the third, and the Black Storm are suddenly down by 2. Krause, Hoffman, shot, eaten up by Beal. So the whistle sounded. Beal had the ball fall out of his pads. Minardi was trying to cleat across the line. The officials don't buy it. Basadi in the offensive end for the Storm. Basadi, Lindsay. Lindsay winds and fires, and just wide of Hauser. It's all the way down and off the wall, out of play. Now a quick goaltender change here as Beal subs off. And Andrew Sloan is now in net. A late change with 5 minutes to go in regulation time. Sloan's in front, in net though. Begley in front, and he makes his first save. A sliding kick save by Sloan. Ran out of play off the Storm goaltenders to the Mordudes are on with the Attila Soy. Taking his time though, as he should. Lyons subs on behind him. Lyons a shot, wide of Sloan. All the way off the boards, and right there is Lindsay. 1-on-1, Lindsay scores! Perfect positioning by James Lindsay. He has a 4-goal night, and the Storm are back within 1. .4:10 to play in the third. It's a 1-goal game yet again, and the Storm with a much-needed answer for a 3-goal rally by the Mordude offense. Now a pass from McLaughlin deflected and sent wide, all the way back down by the scoring table. And Gruder heads at the midline. Gruder gives to Nick Fox, under 4 to go. Fox still hanging around the middle area. Fox trying to get pushed back by France. Can't get around them. Shot clock to 5. Fox shakes off France, fires a shot, saved by Hauser, loses in front, deflected and knocked away. It just stayed out. McLaughlin is in the area. Gruder's in the area now for the Storm. Gruder lost his stick and lost the ball. Here come the Mordudes. 2-on-1 the other way. A shot, sliding save, Sloan. It stayed out. They say the Storm pushed a Mordude player. It will stay with the Mordudes, but a sliding save made by Sloan. About 3 to go in the third now. Hoffman around the blue line. Still a 1-goal game. 10-9 lead for the Mordudes. 11-9 as Hoffman scores. Dalton Hoffman has the Mordudes up by 2 in the dying minutes. 2:40 to play in the third. The Storm not out of it. We have seen magic happen with them in these last few seasons, and especially in the playoffs. Reuter in the main circle. Under 2.5 to play. The Storm need to score on this possession. At least one would think. Nick Fox to James Lindsay. Lindsay hovering around the blue line. And when do we see Andrew Sloan come out of the net? Reuter trying to hold on to the ball. Couldn't bring it in. Stolen away by McClure. Rob McClure is all the way back. One-on-one with Lindsay. Now out wide looking for Beamer. It's past him and played off the boards. Under 2 minutes to play now. Scott to Atilasoy. Atilasoy into the nearest circle. Shot clock hits 9 to 8. Atilasoy driving in, off the back of the net and out of play. Clock stops at 1:42. Lindsay takes it away. Lindsay, Nick Fox lost the ball in and out of his stick. It's right back to the Moore Dudes. And Rob McClure, the second forced turnover in these last 2 minutes. McClure to Hoffman. In space around the blue line. Shot clock halfway expired and not 1 minute 22 on the game clock. Hoffman fired a shot that was deflected and sent wide. Shot clock down to 9 and to 8 and ticking, and Andrew Sloan has it. The Storm have to score here, and Miranda knocked it away. Lindsay had it for the moment, and now McClure again pulls it away for the Moore Dudes. A shot sliding save Sloan. That one's out of play. Clock stops at 1:03. McClure starts with it from the corner. McClure to Miranda. Final minute to play. Miranda Hoffman cuts through in front. They score! And the Moore Dudes, up by 3 in the final minute, will head back to their third straight championship game. Dalton Hoffman brings the Moore Dudes back ahead by 3. 2 goals in the final 3 minutes for Hoffman. And the Moore Dudes will have a chance to make history and become the first team in PBLA history with a three-peat. Shot clock not a factor. Game clock at 13, 12, and ticking into the corner. Evan Scott with the ball, and that will be it. They will run out the final seconds. The Moore Dudes will have a date with the winner of Game 2, but for now they can celebrate as they're back in the championship. The 12-9, your final score in semifinal Game 1. We'll be back with Game 2. It's a 2-seeded Thunder and a 3-seeded Beer Wolves coming up next. Hello everyone, welcome back to Rizzo Rink for playoff game number 2 on this Wednesday night. We just saw the Mortys, number 1 seed, take down the Black Storm 12-9 in the early game. And now for the late game, a rematch of an absolute cinematic masterpiece on Monday night. A 12-11 victory for the Beerwolves over the Thunder in a 5th shootout. I'm not sure if we'll see extra lacrosse tonight, but we will see good lacrosse nonetheless. We have a running clock to begin this first period to make sure the teams get in on time. Both teams come into this matchup 9-3. The Thunder winning the tiebreaker. They are the number 2 seed. The Beerwolves the number 3. Running clock, 45 seconds into this first period, and we are underway. Playoff game number 2. Winner gets a date with the Mortys. Laspragata off the draw for the Beerwolves. His first pass goes to Winters in the main circle. Winters gives to Mann around the blue line. Mann winds and fires and scores! And Connor Mann opens the night with goal number 1. It's 1-0. It's like to see star goaltender Connor Atkinson get beat on his first shot of the day. But there you have it. It's Connor Mann beats him for the first time. 1-0 Beerwolves. It'll be Atkinson versus Toby Fedor, who's in net for the team in green, orange, and white today in the Beerwolves. The Thunder in their typical yellow with black trim and numerics. The Beerwolves is sent hard into the boards. Now a Thunder player taken down. We're getting a little bit chippy here early on. Atkinson's out of his own net. It'll be delayed call against the Beerwolves. And the Thunder will go a man up early on. So there'll be a penalty against number 2 of the Beerwolves, Tim Clark, 2-minute minor for a hold. So Tim Clark sent to the box. It's a man up for the Storm for the next 2 minutes of play. Sullivan around the top. Austin Connor had it. Now a shot from Marr, deflected off the iron, back toward Connor. Connor driving in, had a chance for a backhand, didn't take it. Shot clock to 13. Ryan Klon's in front, centering feed turned away by everyone, and now Sullivan has it. It didn't quite make it to Fedor. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Sullivan beneath the net, diving in. Connor, he scores! What a move! Austin Connor, El Mago in the crease. It's 1-1. The Thunder capitalized on their man up about 45 seconds into it. 3 minutes into the game, it's 1-1 as Mann and Austin Connor are the 2 goals. Now taking it away in the far corner was Kyle Marr. Marr has it, now lost it, and back the other way comes Mann and the Storm. Mann with 2 defenders on him, can't get away. Resch was one of them, he's knocked it loose. The Beerwolves are on it. Frank Haney trying to take it away. He could not either. Jay Curvada has it around the Roman Catholic sign now. Curvada with Frank Haney right on him. Haney, a stick goes flying, and that's going to be a delayed call. So a penalty call will go against the Thunder. So Jay Curvada, number 1 for the Thunder, gets 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike. 5-on-4 for the Beerwolves, who just saw the Thunder capitalize on their first man up. 30 seconds into this man up now, as there is a confusion with who should have the ball for the Beer Wolves personnel-wise. Winters dishes. Winters almost got the return feed, but instead didn't. Now Winters plays it again. Shot, saved by Atkinson, and sent into the corner. Tim Clark, who's fresh out of the box, picks it up. Clark to Winters in the main circle. Winters in front, shot by man, turned away by Atkinson. Now Connor Resch clears the area. Resch has McKenna right on him, and McKenna will win that battle. He's now taking it away for the Beer Wolves is McKenna. McKenna sets up in front, man, and then Atkinson closed the door. Loose in front, rattling around. Last Fragata knocked it away, and Resch will peel away into the corner. Resch to Seamus McCloskey. McCloskey through the midline. McCloskey with Lohman in front of him, holds on to it himself. Seamus McCloskey, their next pass goes to Carbone. Carbone and Hogarth. It's Traeger, number 27. Traeger, Hogarth in front, and knocked away loose in front. Moore had a chance at it, but couldn't finish as Toby Fedor out of his own crease to make the play. Beer Wolves with 8 seconds to go on their man up. Raftery, who is the hero in that shootout win, gets the return. Raftery, saved by Atkinson, loose in front. Everyone crowds the area, and they all peel away. Like a scene from Scooby-Doo, everyone comes out of the doors and into the hallway. No one was able to pick up the ball and score. 9 to go in this first period. We're back to even strength, and we stay even on the scoreboard, 1-1. Moore, a pump fake, and now he pushes his way into space, and the shot was a missile. It came off the pad of Fedor even faster somehow. So the Beer Wolves 0 for 1 on man-ups. Thunder 1 for 1. As Marr has it between the circles. Marr pushed back, and now Marr sets up in front. Shot deflected away, saved as Brian Daly took it. Marr again from the top of the near circle. Behind the back pass, and now a Thunder player gets decked. A big hit laid down, and that was by number 30, Dante Venuta. And now Jason Jones a push after the play. A hand goes up for a penalty. Jones with some words. Jones still tracking down a man. A Beer Wolf again pushes a Thunder player out. Let's see who comes out of man up after all this. John Nostrand is the one. And the 2-on-1 disadvantage there with the Beer Wolf personnel. The 2-minute minor for an illegal cross-check against Frank Haney. We saw 4 penalties total in the first game, and we see 3 in the first 7 minutes and change here in the second one. Kyle Marr in the near circle. Marr around the blue line, directing traffic, sends his man in. That's Austin Connor. Sets up Quan instead, and correction now is Sullivan. Quan's in front, and Sullivan picks up a loose change. Snell a shot, whistles high and wide, as Brian Beatson took that one. Atkinson plays it on a few hops, he's back on it. The Thunder still with 90 seconds to work with on their man up. Quan on the return feed. Connor, helmet comes off, and his hand goes up. A shot went into the glass. Connor will remain on the floor without his helmet. Now he has to come off as Hogarth's on, and whistle sounds for a penalty. Let's see what happens here. As the Beer Wolves took a shot up high, and that's when the helmet came off of Connor. Now maybe some discussion about a 6th man coming on for the Thunder. The clock will stop with 53 seconds to play on the current 5-on-4 for the Thunder. 6:39 on the game clock. We will see what comes of all this mayhem. So still a lengthy discussion here between the officials, but important to get it right in these playoff atmospheres. And let's see what the final ruling is. So it seems like both goaltenders trying to keep the peace here. A 2-minute penalty is issued to Austin Connor. At least for the Thunder, at least for now. So the Thunder bench is audibly unhappy, as you may have heard on the mic right there. Apologies if you did. 2-minute minor goes against Connor for unsportsmanlike. And then a bench penalty is issued against the Beer Wolves. 2 minutes for each, and we go to 5-on-4 for the Thunder for the next 35 seconds as Kyle Marr is between the circles. Marr driving in, and Ryan Kwan had a chance at it. Got knocked down. He was called for stepping in the crease. Now the Beer Wolves have to restart the momentum. So we'll have about 1 minute and 7 seconds of 5-on-4 for the Beer Wolves. Or correction, 1 minute and 7 seconds of 4-on-4. The Beer Wolves will get it back to even strength. And that's 5, and 5 are holding on to the ball for the moment around that midline. Now starting to drive in Tommy Mikulski. He gives it to Raftery, who's the 5th man on. Raftery to Winters. Santo Domingo subs on from the bench. Helland goes up. Winters up high. And now Mann winds and fires. Another save by Atkinson. The ball is still loose and played into the corner by Ryan Mackey, who will hold on to the possession for the Beer Wolves for now. And Mackey, with great wrist strength, holding on to the ball. And a shot deflected off a Thunder player. And that winds up in the stick of Atkinson. And now we will have a 6th penalty issued, because why not? Clock will stop at 5:12 to play in this first period. And this one will go against number 36 of the Thunder. And that's Jimmy Gabrielson. We've had so many penalties, the officials have stopped telling me what they're about. So Winters gets the return fee for the Beer Wolves. Winters' shot saved by Atkinson. Ricochet comes back out to the Beer Wolves, and Winters will do it over again. Winters to Tim Clark. Winters a shot, another save by Atkinson. This one comes back out to the Thunder, and being knocked away from it was Seamus McCloskey. Beer Wolves ball the other way with Connor Mann in the near circle. Mann gives to Winters. Winters takes a shot up high, then feeds the other end. Winters gets the return feed, another shot up high, and Winters and Resch going at it. The ball is loose in the crease. Clark's in the area. So is Atkinson, and Atkinson will eventually win that battle. So 5-on-4 for the Beer Wolves at the moment, as that offensive try will come up empty. Clock running with a fresh 30 seconds for the Thunder offense here, as Hogarth brings it back up the other way with a man down. Traeger Hogarth hovering around that blue line. Hogarth to Carbone in the main circle. Carbone to Jake Cravata. Cravata, Marr, and another whistle sounds, and back the other way will go the Beer Wolves offense. One of them was knocked down in that far corner, just beyond the Beer Wolf bench. 3.5 to go in this first period. It's a 1-1 game. 3-3 if you look at just the penalties. If you have had 6 in this first period. And still time for some more. Just why not? Santo Domingo between the circles. He scores! Santo! Between the circles makes it 2-1 Beer Wolves. And Santos scoring might be on the same tier as the Bartolo Colon home run. It is 2-1 Beer Wolves as an off-speed hop shot by Santos falls in. And a great look as he found the hole in Atkinson. Las Brigada in the far corner. Las Brigada on target, deflected way wide. Ryan Kwan up the other end for the Thunder. Kwan dishes. Now fed back to Hogarth, who fired a shot just wide. Tim Clark plays it off the glass. Clark gives to Raftery. Haney comes on behind Tim, hovering around that main circle. Now Mann driving in, shot saved by Atkinson, loose in front. Haney was in the area, and so was Mackey and Mann. And now Hogarth will peel away for the Thunder. Whistles will all sound. And we will have a 7th penalty. So I have been informed of this one. It's a 2-minute minor for a cross-check. Honestly, with all this overlap, I can't exactly tell you with full confidence what the ratio is, or this percentage I should say, is of capitalizing on man-ups for either of these teams. What I can tell you is the Thunder have done it before, at least on the man down, and the Beer Wolves have tonight scored at least once on the man up. So we will see what happens here. Kyle Marr to Austin Connor in the main circle. Connor out of the far boards. Connor beneath the shot clock, up to Marr, who lost it. Just in and out of his stick, and it's an over and back call go against the Thunder. Regardless, would have been a shot clock violation. And a timeout is called. And it comes from the far end of the floor from the Beer Wolf bench. 51 seconds to play in the first. A minute left on the Beer Wolf man down and Thunder power play. 2-1, the Beer Wolves lead. So 55 seconds even will be left in this first period. 2-1, the Beer Wolves lead, and they are a man up. The Beer Wolves with a chance to go up by 2. It will be the first multi-goal lead today for either side. Raftery and Mann. Raftery takes the around the blue line. He gives to Winters, back to Raftery. Raftery with Haney behind him. Raftery to Winters. Winters in front for Mann again. Mann facilitates out wide. Raftery a shot, whipped on net and turned away by Atkinson. And now Atkinson out of his own net. Playing a little bit of physical defense there as the goalie. And the Thunder up the other way. Jimmy Gabrielson. It's Connor Resch. Shot clock halfway there. Resch puts the defense behind the back. Chance turned away by Toby Fedor. 13 seconds and 12 to play in this first frame that has been extended by penalties. Mann, out wide, back for Winters, a shot, eaten up by Atkinson. Deflected back out to the corner, and the horn sounds. That'll be it for the first 15 minutes of play from Rizzo Rink. 30 more to come in game number 2 of the semifinal doubleheader. 2-1, the Beer Wolves lead, and there'll be a man up for 5 more seconds going into the second period. is a 2-1 ball game in favor of the Beer Wolves, who will be a man up in a 5-on-4 for the next couple of seconds, and now that will expire as the Thunder get their 5th man on. That's Kyle Marr, and they killed this most recent Beer Wolf penalty. I'd say they killed this most recent Thunder penalty. They were a man down. Man has it between the circles. Vandelas forgot it off his stick and the stick of Tommy Mikulski instead. Mikulski just in front of the Beer Wolf bench, hovering around the area. Mikulski to Raftery. Raftery winds and fires from long range, deflected away by Jake Carvada. Now Mackey plays it. That one saved by Atkinson, who was on line though. So Mackey holding on to it. He's got it again beneath the boards. Mackey in front, sliding save by Atkinson. That would have been an excellent play by Ryan Mackey had he been able to get it on goal. Now Kyle Marr back the other way to play it off the boards. Marr trying to create space. Marr in front. Connor scores! And Austin Connor with his 2nd goal of the day. He evens the game for the Thunder. It's 2-2. This game has been a goaltender's battle thus far. Austin Connor has been Toby Fedora's kryptonite. Connor has both goals today for the Thunder. Connor Mann and Ryan Santo Domingo have the 2 goals for the Beer Wolves. Loose in front as Kwan wants to get on the party for the Thunder. Fedora will try to slam it up against the back of the net to keep it out of harm's way. Unable to do that, but got the second part of the sentence done. He's able to keep it out of harm's way as Haney made everyone think he had the ball, including me. And now a slash will go against the Thunder. Maybe. Now the Beer Wolves trying to plead their case. What happens here? Now the officials will confer about it again. Will we have a penalty against either side? This would be extremely interesting, as that was a magical hidden ball trick by Haney, and he will get called for a penalty. Wow. So Frank Haney and Kyle Marr called for penalties. Both will be 2 minutes, and we will go 4-on-4. I don't think we've played a full minute of 5-on-5 yet. 9 penalties in the first 18 minutes of game action. Not even 18 minutes. Raftery. In front shot turned away. And then played by number 61. That's Brian Daly behind the net. Atkinson lost his stick. Someone lost the glove. That's also Atkinson. Atkinson's taking a beating in net. And now Ricochet off the boards will almost beat Atkinson toward the net. This is chaos. Resch plays it off the backboards. Connor Resch to the main circle. Resch with 2 defenders on him. Resch does it himself. Shot saved by Fedor. Fedor with a stutter step and will fall on it on the outskirts of his crease. 55 seconds to play in this 4-on-4. Jason Jones comes off and Ryan Santo Domingo comes on. Santo for short, I should just say that, for the Beer Wolves. Thunder and Boulders contesting for in front of the broadcast booth. That's John Nostrand on Dante Venuto. Nostrand's behind the net, and it's a shot clock violation against the Thunder, which you can never get clean possession. Thunder ball. Stay in the offensive zone, so not a shot clock violation. They forgot to reset the clock, it appears. Diegland Hogarth has it. Diegland to Austin Connor. He wants a hat trick. And shot saved by Hauser. Or correction by Fedor. Connor. Carbone. Marr on the far side. Penalties now expired. Marr. Hogarth and didn't quite get it to him. Carbone plays it off the back glass. Carbone lofts it in the air for the moment. Diegland Hogarth's in the area, and now Raftery takes it away. Raftery with 2 men on him, both Hogarths in the area. Raftery running out of play at both of them. Delayed call goes against the Thunder. What holy hustle by Toby Fedor. Massive credit to him as he comes off. And that's going to give the Beer Wolves a few extra seconds to the man up. Here's Tim Clark. Clark to the top. Winters eaten up by someone. Deflected out wide to Mackey in the corner. Another shot on target. And that one saved by Atkinson. And the delayed call will now be formalized. But credit to Toby Fedor with hustle coming out of the net. That's number 26 of the Thunder getting called for a delay of game. That's Deaglin Hogarth. We have reached 10 penalties today. At a certain point, we have to think, can the ref say, I will turn this car around if you get one more penalty? Because at 10 penalties in 20 minutes has got to be a PBLA record. At least like different penalties, because if my dad's stories are correct, which they tend to be, there may have been 20 penalties on one flight back in the early 2000s. Shot came from the Beer Wolves. It was on target and saved by Atkinson. So Atkinson will appeal one away. Jay Curvada has one around the main circle. Curvada pushed back, over and back call against Jay Curvada. Had some help from Robert Lohman, but a violation nonetheless. Winters has it around the blue line. The Beer Wolves a man up for the next minute 20. Centering feed in front, they score! And the Beer Wolves are back up by one. And it's Ryan Mackey behind the net to make it 3-2. 8.5-minute scoring drought for the Beer Wolves comes to an end as Mackey will make it 3-2. And they answer the Austin Connor goal from earlier on in this period. In the main circle, a tie-up. Las Brigada is with it. Las Brigada now lost it, and the Thunder trying to pull away. Ryan Kwan knocked down, and straight to the floor he goes. Whistle sounds, and it'll stay with the Thunder. Kwan in this near circle. Beer Wolf knocked down. What a play by Sullivan. He couldn't capitalize. Now he does! Ryan Sullivan with an excellent play out in front. It's 3-3 as he's evened the game. Sullivan set up a great position for himself by knocking down the Beer Wolf in front. And just like that, we are even with 8 to go in the second. Violation on the face-off. This one goes against the Beer Wolves, and Jake Curvada takes it for the Thunder. Curvada in the main circle. Curvada passes at the corner. He's got Kwan. Kwan to his next target. That was Carbone. Carbone to Marr. Marr shot. They score! And back-to-back goals for the Thunder offense. They've doubled their total over from the first 19 minutes. They've done it in the last 60 seconds. And it's 4-3, a 2-goal response to Ryan Mackey's. This one's Kyle Marr. .7:05 to play in the second. We're just over halfway through regulation time. And it's the Thunder with a 1-goal, 4-3 lead. Dante Venuto with the pass to Frank Haney. Haney back to Venuto. Venuto further in a shot, may have caught a pad of Atkinson. They say it did not. Shot clock doesn't reset. It won't matter. The Thunder are on it. Kyle Marr has it now. Marr around the midline. Marr to Austin Connor, looking for his hat trick still. Carbone dishes out wide and just too wide from Traeger Hogarth. Marr still chasing it down. Venuto takes it away from him. Dante Venuto. Couldn't get away from the second man. That's still Hogarth. And now a haywire pass from Las Brigada. Haney with a side step. Now Raftery trying to capitalize on the move. Goes back to the top. They score! The Beer Wolves tie the game at 4. And now the goal is starting to fall as Ryan Mackey gets his second in a row for the Beer Wolves. (4-4) with 5:37 to play in the second. Another violation of the faceoff. This time it goes against the Thunder. And so Chris Laspragada and the Beer Wolves take it away. Laspragada to Raftery, hovering around that blue line. Raftery dishes to the far boards. Laspragada brings it in. Laspragada streaking in. A shot deflected and out of the crease. It was cleared away from Atkinson. All the way back down the other side. Seamus McCloskey has it in the corner. McCloskey. To Jay Curbada. Curbada to Ryan Kwan. Kwan just inside the blue line. Kwan to Jay Curbada. Around the blue line still. Curbada. Kwan. Sullivan. They score! Tic-tac-toe, and Ryan Sullivan has his second goal of the day. 5 for the Thunder back up on top, and we've seen now 5 goals in the last 5 minutes. The 4th goal of this period for the Thunder, the second by Billy Sullivan. 6 total goals in the frame compared to 3 back in the first. There's still 4 to go in the second period. A Beer Wolf got knocked down. The Thunder are back the other way and streaking away with it and scoring. Number 61, Ryan Daly. And Daly firing up the fan base behind Toby Fedor. 6 for Thunder. It's the first multi-goal lead tonight for the Thunder. And Daly gets his first. A goaltender's battle in the first, and now a scoring battle in the second. Kwan looking to add to it. Sidestep shot, and no shot did come, in fact, as Fedor stood tall in the corner. Marr takes it away on the far boards. Marr to Austin Connor. Connor through the near circle. Connor shot, they score! 4 in a row for the Thunder. They lead by 3. A hat trick for Austin Connor. And the momentum has now completely flipped and shattered the pendulum in favor of the Thunder. Connor, again off the face-off win. Sullivan to Kwan, whistles all sound. And time was called by the Thunder. 2:35 to play in the second, and the Beer Wolves may need this timeout more than the Thunder do. They trail by 3, 7-4. .235 to play in the second. 7-4 the lead for the Thunder. Kyle Moore, Austin Connor around the blue line. Connor to Ryan Kwan in the near circle. Kwan shot. Blocker down before it got to Fedor. And now Lohman plays it between the circles. Lohman trying to break away from it, couldn't. And Kyle Moore takes it away again for the Thunder. Marr between the circles. Marr, Sullivan, shot clock to 3. Sullivan, it barely stayed out. Quan trying to finish the job, but neither one could. Violation against the Beer Wolves, though. The ball will stay with the Thunder. Spador came a little too far out of his crease. Connor, pick set, dishes wide. Marr, pump shot, and off the back of the net. And out of play, a Beer Wolf ball, and they will call their own timeout. Each team with one stoppage called in this frame. 1:43 to go in the second, and it's the Beer Wolves' turn to do so. Minute 43 on the clock in the second period, and if you've been away from your screen for the last few minutes, you've missed a lot. The Thunder lead 7-4 as they have pulled away with a 3-goal lead. They scored 4 straight in the game. The Beer Wolves would love to get within 2 before going to the final frame and get some momentum right back. Here's Winters, dishes for Raftery, it's wide of him. Mackey plays up a blue cross sign. A Thunder player went down in front of Mackey. And Mackey stays on his feet with the ball. Ryan Mackey somehow holds on to it. A magician is Ryan Mackey, a shot on target, saved by Atkinson. But Mackey has wanted this more than anyone that I've seen, as he's been able to stay on his feet 2 to 3 times now in those corners with multiple defenders on him. Here's a third time for Mackey, holding onto the ball. This time he's stripped of it, and the Thunder take it away. Nostrand pulled Mackey's stick out. As Mackey says it did. May have been accidentally tied up, that's what the officials say. No call. Final minute to play in the second period. 7-4 Thunder. Marr comes in behind his teammate. I believe that's Fresh. Now he dishes out to the side, in and out of the stick with Matt Clinges. And Winters is back the other way. Winters in front, sliding save Atkinson. Played off the stick by Mikulski. Shot clock not a factor as Matt Clinges has it with 21 seconds to go in the second period. Clinges, Gabrielson, dishes out wide to Kyle Marr. Marr to Ryan Quan in the near circle. Quan tied up, backs up into space. Quan back to Marr, shot whistled wide. Carbone with a rebound, another shot sent wide, and this one's by everyone. 2 periods and 30 minutes in the books at Rizzo Rink. We're through 30. 15 more to decide who will play the Four Dudes in the championship. .30 minutes in the books. And 15 more to come from Rizzo Rink on this Wednesday night. Game 2 of the semifinal doubleheader is underway, and Las Brigada opens the scoring in the third. It's 7-5 as Chris Las Brigada with a much-needed momentum goal for the Beer Wolves. .14:20 to play in the third. 7-5 the lead for the Thunder. A Thunder player lost his stick. That was Hervada. And now the Beer Wolves up the other way with it. Winters hovering around the blue line. Winters winds up, shot, saved by Atkinson. Rebound comes back out to Winters between the circles, and he lost the ball. The Thunder are back on it. Austin Connor peels away to the corner. Now the Thunder can play at their own pace back on offense. Clean possession for the first time this period. About a minute in. Double pump from Connor. Traeger Hogarth between the circles. Hogarth. Connor was hit, tied up, stick up high, delayed call. Jason Jones throws them down, and the Thunder will go a man up. Shot clock to 1 at the horn. A shot was saved, but a violation will go against the Thunder, and now Jason Jones will be sent off. Jason Jones gets called a 2-minute minor for holding, and that becomes now the 11th penalty between these two teams today. Sullivan winds and fires, and that one sent wide. Sullivan hoping for a hat trick today. He has his fan base behind the net. Marr between the circles, double pump, still goes down low, fires a shot, saved by Fedor. Second chance, Sullivan's other, saved by Toby Fedor. Beer Wolf ball behind the net. Thunder player went down, and possession will stay with the Thunder. Beer Wolf player got tied up with Ryan Kwan in the corner, and that drew the whistle. Connor rattles one off the iron. Rebound comes back to Sullivan. Sullivan, Hogarth, back to Sullivan, back to Connor. Shot sent wide. And played off the boards in front of us, all the way down to Atkinson. Shot clock halfway expired by the time Atkinson gets to it. Sullivan across the midline. Sullivan, Connor, they score! 8-5, and Austin Connor, a 4-goal night. Tie-up. Venuto trying to bring it in for the Beer Wolves. No one could find it. Max Brigada takes it away himself. And Max Brigada in the near circle. Now backs away. Hervada throws a stick at him. And the rest some extra pushing. No call comes to the window. Now in front. Venuto, a shot to that one trickle in. It stayed out for the moment. And it was caught between the legs of Atkinson. Resch around the blue line to Carbone. Carbone to Kwan by the blue cross sign. Brian Kwan, underhand pass. Carbone scores! A 4-goal lead for the Thunder. It's 9-5. We've seen teams pull off comebacks before, and there's still plenty of time for the Beer Wolves to do so. But they have conceded 5 of the last 6 goals in the game. They need to get some momentum right back. Juan playing the ball at the line. Juan streaking in for the Thunder offense, and 1 more goal would be pivotal for them. Shot, they get it! Matt flinches around the blue line. It's 10-5 Thunder. and they have blown this game wide open. An official loses his phone here around the midline, but everyone's back on it. Their phones appear to be damaged. Oh, that's the walkie-talkie. I don't know what that is, actually. It's not a phone. 9:30 to play in the third period. 10-5 Thunder. Hervada back the other way. Hervada finds Hogarth in the near circle. Hogarth's shot saved by Fedor. It's loose in front between the circles. Hogarth kicks it wide. Here come Lohman and the Beer Wolves. They need one here. Lohman saved by Atkinson. Tim Clark has it in the near circle. Clark a shot, again saved by Atkinson, but Atkinson in pain after he made the save. There'll be an official stoppage here as Atkinson needs a moment. That one rattled his cage, literally and figuratively. So Atkinson back to his feet. You'd be shocked to see a guy as tough as Atkinson come out of the game. Obviously not the here. Thunderball up the floor. Brian Beatson takes it up. Beatson to Connor. Connor hit up Declan Hogarth and he hits up Marr. Diving in front, a Thunder player goes down. Pushing call will go against the Beer Wolves. Possession stays with the Thunder with Kyle Marr in the near circle. Marr pushed back into space. Marr has it by everyone. A shot, sliding save Fedor. Second chance. Did that go in? It did. I don't know how that one got by Fedor, but it did on the second chance. And Kyle Marr will make it 11-5. Marr with the second goal today, and the Thunder have their 11th on the board. It's a game-high 6-goal lead. Last for guys back the other way. He had a momentum goal early in this period, couldn't get one there, and the shot will sail off the ceiling. And now some words exchanged between both sides. The words have gotten louder over the last few goals. Marr comes back on for the Thunder after a brief hiatus. Marr in the near circle. Two players go down. The whistle will sound, and this time it benefits the Beer Wolves. .15 to play in the third, 11-5. Beer Wolves back the other way. Raftery to Winters in the near circle. Winters a shot, they score! A perfect screen set by Winters as Atkinson never saw it. It's 11-6, but the Beer Wolves need more of that. Violation on the faceoff goes against the Beer Wolves, so it's Thunderball with Jake Hervada. Hervada to Declan Hogarth, who toe taps that main line. Marr beats it beneath the shot clock, beats it in front, and an off-angle shot was sent wide. Beer Wolf ball the other way. Slow the pace. He gives to Connor Mann, cutting the main line. Mann dishes out wide. Wind up shot off the glass. Winters plays it back. In front, Mann, another off angle. The Thunder have it in front. Connor up the floor. Hervada to Kyle Marr. Ball around the blue line. Ball to Connor Resch. Resch driving in. Resch lost it for a moment, goes to the corner, and now Resch tied up with a Beer Wolf. A hand goes up. That'll be a delayed call. That's going to be against Connor Resch of the Thunder. So 2-minute minor for holding the stick will go against Connor Resch. That's now the 7th penalty today against the Thunder, who have one in spite of them, but also because the Beer Wolves have 5 against themselves. Winters in the near circle, gets the return. Just inside the blue line. Winters dishes out wide, looking for the return, they'll get it again. Winters, out wide, man, a shot. And it's deflected and sent all the way back down. Winters will track it down. Winters, Raftery, shot clock to 5. Shot clock to 3. Haney shot, save Atkinson, loose in front, kicked at on the outskirts of the crease. It's still loose. Man couldn't scoop it in time, and now Man will give it back out to Winters. So it all works out well for the Beer Wolves for the moment. Winters has a man right on him, and now Haney takes him down. A hand goes up, and a call against the Beer Wolves. No penalty. The Thunder will have it. Fringes further up the floor. Fringes awaiting a return, and it winds up in the stick of Carbone, who's midway between them. Carbone dishes for Marr. Kyle Marr took a stick up high. Now Marr brings it in. Marr centering up, and Hogarth scores. Jones is some more words into the play. Jones cornering a Thunder player. Now Fedor's in the mix, trying to play mediator. Looks like everyone will clear out without issue. 12-6 to score as the Thunder will add their 5th of the period. Clock stop of 3:49. Thunder will be called for the face-off violation. Last Brigada takes it away for the Beer Wolves. Last Brigada to Raftery. Raftery around that midline. Raftery gives to Man. Man, a shot sent wide. And now Last Brigada with a good pivot to get back on that ball. Last Brigada centering feed, and Clark tried to swipe at it but couldn't get it to go online. Man, shot clock to 5. Out of time, he scores! In the dying seconds before the shot clock violation, Connor Mann will get his 2nd goal of the day and his 1st since less than a minute into regulation time. Five-goal deficit, under 3 to go. The Beer Wolves would need near a miracle. Good start is the Connor Mann goal. Hervada off the draw. The Beer Wolves take it away. Last Brigada has it in the near circle. Chris Last Brigada, stick up high, 2 sticks, 3. Last Brigada almost picked up in midair. Now brings the ball back in with clean possession. Last Brigada to Winters. Winters a shot, saved by Atkinson. Sent into the corner where Resch plays it on the hop off the boards. Resch to the middle, and Jake Hervada will bring it up across the blue line. 2:20 to play in the 3rd. The Thunder can kill as many as 20 more seconds. Traeger Hogarth will move it around in space. The Thunder can taste a championship berth. Kwan on the feed from Hogarth. Hervada had it for a brief moment. So did Carbone. Neither one gets it cleanly. Shot clock violation against the Thunder as they didn't have a chance to get one off. Beer Wolf ball the other way. Minute 45 to play in regulation time. And most likely to win. Mikulski to Man. Raftery, they score. clock will stop at 1:33 with a timeout called by the Beer Wolves. (12-8) the score. The Beer Wolves within 2. They've scored back-to-back. 93 seconds separate the Thunder, though, from a championship berth. (12-8) the score, 93 seconds to play in regulation time. The Beer Wolves win the faceoff. That's what they needed to do. Mikulski to Venuto. Venuto to Lasfregata around the blue line. Lasfregata now gives to Man. Man a shot. Saved by Atkinson between his legs. The Beer Wolf threw a stick at him for a last-ditch effort. That was Mackey. It's no avail. Running clock down to 1:10. The Thunder will bring it up along the far boards. Quintus beats it, lost the ball. Final 60 seconds to play. The Beer Wolves need a miracle. Down by 4. The Thunder can taste it. Winters has it. Just inside the blue line. Winters off balance, looking for Santo. It's wide of him, out of play. The Thunder will take over. 13 seconds difference between shot clock and game clock. Kwan into the corner. It winds up in Declan Hogarth's hands. He fires a shot that's sent wide. Did not catch a piece of Fedor. Beats it. Dishes again out wide. Kwan has it at the doorstep. Knocked down. Ball popped loose. Lohman's on it. 15 seconds to go. Lohman. Hogarth gets sent stumbling into the corner. 10 seconds left. Lohman holding on to it. No other Beer Wolves in the area to help him out. And that will do it. Your 2025 PBLA Championship will be between the Moor Dudes and the Thunder. And what a night we've had today on Wednesday, but coming up this Monday will be your championship game. History on the line. Can the Thunder get back on top for the first time since 22? Can the Moor Dudes make history as the first team to three-peat in PBLA history? Those answers to the questions will be found out Monday night at Rizzo Rink at 7 o'clock. Stay tuned for that and come back on Monday with your popcorn. 12-8 the final